Please welcome Mel Vesely to the Speaker Unleashed, their 2013 stage.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, it's my privilege to be able to speak here with all of you speakers and mentors and friends. So I want to kind of go back a little bit to how I kind of got to where I am today, but at a young age. My name is Melvin Joseph Vesely Jr. Now, I don't know what my dad and mom were thinking, but that is a whole mouthful for a little kid to learn. And then on top of that, I was a short, fat little kid with the name Melvin, and so I was chased home a lot by kids at school. They would pick on me. They would bully me. Unfortunately, most of the ones that chased me home were girls. And they were way bigger than me, and they were a lot faster than me, and I would run, and they would, tackle me and beat me up. So it really killed my self-esteem. I had a really low self-esteem. Well, as I started getting older and older, you would think I would grow out of that. But as I got older, I became more shy, more, introverted. There were parties at high school, but I never was invited. Nobody invited me to a party. In fact, it wasn't until my senior year of high school I even knew what a party was. I had a friend come up to me and said, Mel, let's go to a party. And I said, birthday party? Whose party is it? He goes, Mel, it's a party. I said, I know, but whose birthday? Do I need a gift? Mel, it's a birthday party. It's not a birthday party, it's a party. So I said, okay, so we go, and all these kids from school were just being wild and crazy. And I thought, where have I been? I was never invited because I was kind of the guy that was hiding in the corner. I was the one that would watch everybody else have fun, and I just wasn't part of the party. Well, that is not who I am today, okay? Who I am today is a guy that wants to be in the middle of the party. Now, what made the difference? I had an early mentor in my childhood, and this guy thought for some reason that he wanted to befriend me. He was the most popular kid at school, and he started helping me with how I dressed and how I looked. He said, Mel, where are you getting your hair cut? I said, my mom takes me down and they just buzz me and whatever. He goes, no, this is the 70s. Dude, you got to have long hair. You got to have it styled, So he takes me down to this style place, and I sit in the chair, and he said, no, don't cut your hair. Don't let anybody touch your hair. I said, okay. So we go down there, and I sit in the chair, and they're clipping my hair up, and they're doing this thing, and they're blow drying. And when I got done, I looked like I was one of the Bee Gees. You remember the 70s with the Bee Gees with the big hair? Well, I was like, wow. And then he goes, let's go shopping. So we go shopping, and I buy some new clothes. And, so first day of school, I'll never forget, I'm walking on campus. I got the big platforms. I've got a blue suede dress suit, pantsuit, jacket, pants, blue suede. I got a big collared shirt, blue with big blue flowers. I was looking good. I had my hair done, and I'm walking. I never forget. I'm walking on stage, and I'm like, yeah, And I got Michael, and kids are coming up to Michael, and they're going, who's the new kid? Who's the new kid? See, my point is this. The clothes I was wearing, how I did my hair, changed how I felt, how people perceived me, how I carried myself. I stood a little taller. I was not that shy little boy anymore in the corner. I had come out of, not the closet. I had come out of. Okay, I got you guys right. Now I've had friends say, Mel, you're the straightest gay guy I've ever met. So we'll just put that aside. But because I'm married, anyway. But it was one of those things where I realized that dress has a lot to do with that. So my wife and I, about 18 years ago, we started opened a hair salon. And I would go in there, and women would be doing, having their hair in foil and this and that and all these. And they would go in looking one way and come out looking great. And when they went in, they were kind of like, like this. But when they came out, they would stand taller, and they would big smile on their face. And they would just be very excited about how they looked. They got pampered. Now, men, on the other hand, is a whole different thing. Men can wear stripes and plaids. They can have no hair all messed up, and, different color socks, and they're cool. They don't even realize it. They don't realize how they look. And so about 4 years ago, as the downturn of the economy, when my tile and stone business was kind of going down the toilet, I had no control over it, just the way it was, I decided that I needed to do something different. How many of you come to a point sometime in your life where you realize, I got to do something different. It ain't working. I got to do something different. Well, along the way, I had naturally helped some people, some friends of mine, with their image. I remember one day, a friend of mine, he's getting ready to do a speech. And I said, come here for a minute. And he goes, what? I go, you and I need to take care of how you look. He goes, what do you mean how I look? I said, well, you're going on stage. You can't look like that. He goes, what's wrong with how I look? I said, you got hair growing out your nose and out your ears and your neck, back of your neck. You're wearing flip-flops. You can't go on stage like that. He goes, why not? I said, because you just can't. So I take him in the back, and I shaved his neck, and I helped him. I said, get rid of those and and I actually dressed him. I gave him some of my designer jeans. I put a shirt on him. And he looks in the mirror, and he goes, wow, I didn't realize I could look so good. And I said, see, he had become successful in a business, in a network marketing business. But he had done so wearing shorts and flip-flops. But he had gone so successful that now he's going to be on stage, and people are going to be looking at him in a whole different light. It's time to step up. So now I have built a business on helping people with image. I've taken people from how they look, bring them into our salon. We do the whole thing. We photograph them before and after. I have a great photographer. Joy Porter is the best in the business. She takes before and after pictures, and then they look at how they look, and they go, wow. And it changes their whole look, their business. Because you only have one chance to make a first impression. A first impression is that first impression. Business owners all the time walk in, and they have no idea that impression that they're making as they walk into a client, how they look, how they dress. If you don't think they're going to size you up, they're sizing you up. And if everything's equal, if you got Bob and Dave walking into the same business, and one looks a little sharper, he's wearing a little sports jacket, and the other guy's got shorts, it makes a difference on how you get, whether you get that sale or not. It makes a big difference. So I wrote a book. My original book was called You Don't Look as Good as You Think. Okay? And I don't know why I chose that title. I just did because I thought it would be funny. And as I put it on Amazon, people are reading it going, no, it's a great book. But I can't give it to Dave because he would get offended. You don't look as good as you think. Read this, Dave. You need this book, right? So as I'm getting feedback from the book, people said, Mel, you need to change the title. So I was okay. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, I need a new title of my book. And she said, call me back in 10 minutes. My mom's very creative. She had read the book, loved the book, which was surprised me because, your folks are usually not always so positive. But I did mention my mom in a good light. My dad read the book, by the way. He liked it, too. His only one comment was, you didn't talk enough about your dad. And I said, well, Dad, you weren't there when I was growing up. You were never there. So, you got an honorable mention. Anyway, later on, as I'm doing this, I decided to do events because I wanted to be able to bring people into one place and give them a little motivation, a little teaching, a little training, networking. And that's how I started doing the Unleashed Biz events. And doing that, then I had people come up to me and they said, Mel, can I be on stage? I want to speak at your next event. And I said, well, do you have a DVD? Do you have something with your speaking on it? Do you have, what do you have? Well, I don't have that. Well, how do I know that you're any good? Now, I didn't say that. But I said, how do I know that I'm not going to put you, I'm thinking, how do I know that I'm going to put you on stage and you're going to crash and burn and for my eyes? And I put you up there, so it's all my fault, right? People are going, Mel, what are you doing? So I thought, what about doing an event like this? Speakers Unleashed, where speakers can come in, they can compete. I get to see them also. Maybe, who knows, we could find the next Tony Robbins, out there that somebody, he just shows up at one of my events. So anyway, things are happening. I want to thank you guys for being here. This is just a great, great time of networking, and you don't know what's going to happen in this room today, in the Moon Room, okay, September 14th, 2013, what the seeds are planted right now, what they're going to do for your future, okay? You have no idea. There are people in this room that are very connected, but everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. And I think this was probably one of the biggest things you could do for your speaking career of anything you could do is right here. So I want to thank you for coming, and we'll see you next event.